Welcome to another tutorial of Lillian Flavor. I trust that everyone had a lovely hot summer. Wow, we're in England. But anyway, I hope you guys have a lovely hot summer. And now that the cold is slowly zooming in, it's time to start thinking about comfort food. Because the weather gets cold, we want to be cooking food that keeps us warm and keeps our tummy full for a long time. So for today's tutorial, it's been requested. I'm gonna show you step by step how to make one of a Congolese common or African common dishes, which is bean. Today I'm gonna do pinto bean, otherwise brown bean, also known as brown bean, or in Congo we call it madesu. It's my son's favorite. So I'm gonna do that and just show you step by step how to cook your beans. It's a very versatile recipe, very rich in protein, and just so easy to cook. You can cook it in many different ways, but it's just so simple to cook. So over here, I'll just show you the beans. That's some pinto beans. As you can see, it's brown bean. I got about a kilo here, and I've soaked it overnight just so it's ready for this morning. And I'm sure a lot of African ladies cook them.
Now, I don't know how you ladies prepare your bean before cooking it. Usually, I soak my bean overnight, or you can soak it up to 4 hours. And then I just wanted to look at the reason why we soak our beans. So there are many reasons, but I'm just gonna talk about three. So we're gonna go to Google, Mr. Google, for that. So one of the reasons we soak our beans is to remove some indigestible complex sugar that causes gas. So when we soak the beans, that will get released overnight, and it will somehow break those sugars. So sometimes, when you cook your beans, with many women especially, they will say it gives them gas or just undigested. They feel like they're not digesting it properly. So soaking your bean will help reduce that problem, because it will just help you feel better and then just get rid of those gas. And then the second other reason why we soak our beans, bearing in mind these are a vegetable that's underground. So it's by soaking it, we're just cleaning it at the same time, because when we're rinsing it, we're not really getting all the dirt, because it's just rinsing. But if we soak it overnight, it's soaked, that helps to really deep cleanse or deep clean the bean. So that's one of the reason. And the most common reason why we soak a bean is just to cut the amount of time we cook it.
Why we soak our beans. Anyway, cut with the talking. Let's move on to our ingredients. So for today's ingredients, we got garlic. We love our garlic. I mean, if you watch Lillian Flavor, you know garlic is kind of one of our main ingredients. So one ball garlic, and then a whole nutmeg. We got some bay leaf. I got some celery here. I got some spring onions just over here, all cut, and then I got some smoked fish. In Lingala we say mbisa kokauka. This is optional. You don't have to use it, but with beans, a lot of people cook it different. You can put mbisa kokauka. You can put tribe inside. You can put some some oxtail. You can put a different ingredient in the beans, but like they're all optional. You don't have to. You can do very much without it. But I'm gonna use smoked fish just to give it a bit of flavor. And then I got some oil here for my sauce, and then tomato. We got some sea salt, onions, and tomato paste, which I'll use a little bit of it. So first I'm gonna boil the beans, like I said, because I've already soaked it. That cuts my boiling time like into half. So I'm gonna put hot water. I always boil my water. So I'll just put some hot water in the beans. And as we're gonna boil it, I'll just put some tiny ingredient to get it started. So I'll put some salt, a whole spoon, and then I'll put some garlic just because I like it to be boiling soft, and some nutmeg. Okay, that should be about it. I'll just put a tiny bit of onion. That's just to kick flavor as it's boiling. And then I normally put my mbisa kokauka together as I'm boiling it. But some people put it when they're doing the sauce. So this is also optional. I just like my fish soft. As if you're from Congo, you know sometimes this mbisa kokauka can be a bit tough. And I don't like that for my teeth. So I boil it with my beans so it's a bit soft. It's a bit tender. Okay, that's pretty much it what you can do with the first stage of boiling your beans. So I will cover mine. I'll just swap places. I'll put it over there to start boiling. And because we've soaked our bean, remember, I'm probably gonna boil mine for 45 minutes to 1 hour. That's all it needs. It's gonna be ready by then. But while that's cooking, I'm just gonna talk you through quickly how to make your sauce to make your bean stew. So I got fire on, my pan on, so we're gonna start our normal procedure of making sauce. So oil, I got about a kilo of my beans, so just got a tiny bit here from this gravy measuring cup for my oil. So in goes the onions. Okay, as the onions are cooking, I'll just leave it to fry for a good 1 minute. And all this ingredient will go into a sauce. So and then that will get our sauce ready for the beans. So as the onions are doing, we got the tomato here, just a normal tomato peel. You can also use normal fresh tomato, which I like, but I'm running out of it today, so I'm using the canned one. So the tomatoes and then a little bit of tomato paste, so to just give that sauce a good consistency. So it's a little bit thick, but not too heavy like pasta sauce or something. You still want it a bit runny because it's a sauce. So I'm gonna put my tomato in. If we come closer, you can just see how everything will just mix in nicely. Now put a couple of this bay leaf in. I'll put one into my bean as it's boiling. I'll just finish the remaining of the nutmeg in here. And that's it. I'll put in my garlic. And in go my celery. Just pretty much chucking everything. And my spring onions. Okay. And then I'm just gonna measure my tomato paste just so you can have an idea of how much you can put. Above that should be okay. So it's also depending on the quantity of the bean. If you're just cooking 250 grams, you don't need a lot of that. Like I said, I got about a kilo for my beans today, so I need a bit more so I can have a lot of sauce. So we mix everything together. One of the other thing about making a good stew sauce, you put everything together, but you just need to give it time. You need to give time for your sauce to boil. I'm gonna let mine just fry quickly, and then I'll put some water. After you put that water, just make sure you put your heat on low, cover it, give it a good 30 minutes, 45 minutes, so it can really cook, because you don't want a tomato sauce that's a bit soury. I think that spoil your taste. So you want to get rid of all that sour taste. So it really needs to cook properly. So, and by that time the tomato is cooking, in 45 minutes, 1 hour, the bean will also be ready, and then we'll put the two together. So, and then we come back and show you the last result. Okay, it's been 45 minutes, so we're just gonna check our sauce. Just before I show you the sauce, I didn't show you when I put the water. So when you fry your tomatoes, your onion, the lots in the beginning, you need to put some water and then cover it up like it is now, and just cook it for a good 30-45 minutes, roughly the same time as your beans are boiling. So it's roughly that time. So we're gonna check my sauce. As we come a bit closer, look at the sauce, it's just nice, and then you can start seeing those oil residue, like I always say, those it's a tip that the food is getting ready. Most African ladies, we know once your food starts releasing some oil, you know that it's ready. And then if you get closer, the bean also is ready. As you can see, it's been boiling exactly for 45 minutes. Look, it's nice and ready. So really soaking the beans help it to boil quicker. It's just it reduces the cooking time. So that's ready. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna mix my sauce, and then crush those garlic, and then we'll mix it into the beans. So I'll just use this to just make everything blend properly. I'm just using this special spoon here to make everything, to blend it in nicely. But the sauce is cooked. So doing your sauce at the same time as the beans is boiling, it also reduce your time for cooking. So you can cook your whole bean stew in an hour, or less than an hour and a half, I'll say, if you organize. Okay, now I'm just gonna soak my pot, and then I'll literally do this. Just tip this over the bean. There we are. As you can see, the beans can continue boiling, and then this sauce will just gradually mix with the beans. So because it's already, the sauce has been cooked for 45 minutes, so it's nice and ready. So I'll just let it boil, cook for a good 5, maximum 10 minutes, just to blend all the flavor in nicely, and that should be really it. Another simple recipe, just remember, when you soak your bean overnight, don't use that water that you soaked with. Make sure you always throw the water away, rinse your bean with some fresh clean water, and then put it to boil. Okay, and then after that, it should be it. Then you can eat it with rice, fufu, semolina, plantain, cassava. So it's very versatile. You can have it with kwanga, a lot of good things. So there you are, a very simple recipe, but very common African dish, also Congolese dish, you never get fed up of eating beans. It's just so lovely. And then again, you have different ways of cooking it, so um, you never get fed up of it. So we're gonna leave you now. I hope you guys are keeping on with your healthy eating, and thank you very much for your bringing your requests. Thank you for your support, and then until next time, take care and keep sending your requests in. Thank you. God bless.